Hi, thank you for joining me for my presentation of the benchmark assignment for organization design, structure, and change presentation. For this project, I have chosen the chain grocery store Fred Meyer as my organization to evaluate. A brief history on the corporation. Fred Meyer is actually named after Frederick Grubb Meyer, who was born in New York City in 1886. And as a young adult, he moved from New York City to the Pacific Northwest and eventually settled down in Portland, Oregon. His first business venture was delivering tea and coffee by horse and carriage to local loggers in the area. And in 1922, he opened his first drugstore known as Fred Meyer in downtown Portland. And over the past 99 years, the Fred Meyer chain has become a household name in the Pacific Northwest and now stretches across 7 states with over 130 locations and 30,000 employees. Now, looking at the comparison to the Fortune magazine's 8 dimensions for the most admired businesses, with innovation, Fred Meyer was quite innovative, where he started the very first self-service drugstore in the United States. Prior to that, shoppers had to purchase toiletries from the pharmacist. Long-term investment value, Fred Meyer has been in business since 1922 and was acquired by Kroger's Grocery in 1998 and became a part of the largest grocery chain in the US. For social responsibility, Fred Meyer serves many projects in the local community that benefit different charities and organizations that serve the local community in their region. Quality of products, Fred Meyer is known for its affordability with a variety of locally grown and organic produce. Financial soundness, Fred Meyer has over $15 billion in annual revenue. Wise use of corporate assets, Fred Meyer is continually expanding to offer more services and products at very reasonable prices. In the areas of quality management and people management, there have been many poor reviews from previous employees where mid-level managers received bad reviews from employees. And these are the 2 areas that I will be covering in my presentation. The ramifications of underperformance by the managers. Some of the reviews stated they worked in a toxic work environment, less than mediocre management, lack of appreciation for workers, and management is out of touch with employees. There was lack of support from HR, and they treated employees in a very demeaning manner, and that the managers are bullies. Overall, according to Indeed.com, Fred Meyer's received a score of 3.4 out of 5 with over 3,000 reviews by former employees. And in regard to organizational structure, design, and culture, Fred Meyer is mainly a centralized and hierarchical structure with leadership information going from the top down. There's very little room for innovation from lower level employees or even mid-management. Fred Meyer works as a mechanistic organization, very rigid, traditional with centralized power. There is a specific division of labor with employees working in specific departments, and order is needed to distribute workloads within those specific areas. Does Fred Meyer embrace the values and principles of conscious culture? For higher purpose, Fred Meyer's does embrace a higher purpose. Given that Fred Meyer is a grassroots efforts from the early 1900s, He wanted to provide a convenient shopping experience with great products and affordable prices to consumers. And Fred Meyer believed that people's quality of life should not be sacrificed with the inconvenience of making multiple trips to various stores to meet the demands of daily life. Conscious leadership. This is an area that the organization lacks in its efforts, causing high employee turnover and possibly creating a toxic work environment, especially for lower level employees. Stakeholder orientation. Fred Meyer excels with meeting the needs of investors for profitability, but doesn't appear to hold that same value for their employees. Management that has lost the trust of employees due to mistreatment. For conscious culture, Fred Meyer has embraced serving the local community through various charities and organizations. Fred Meyer is a strong advocate for diversity and inclusion programs. Looking at Kotter's 8-step change model, step 1, to create a sense of urgency, management needs to properly train managers that is needed to maintain the current workforce, decrease high turnover rates, and minimize the cost of replacing and training new employees. Step 2, to build a guiding coalition. Leadership needs to assemble a team of experienced, that is experienced with management training courses and activities. Step 3, form a strategic vision and initiatives. Fred Meyer as an organization will benefit more from a positive work environment, improve conflict management, and increase motivation and productivity from extensive management training. Step 4, enlist a volunteer group. Encourage leadership to provide additional support to motivate managers to improve their performance. Step 5, enable action by removing barriers. This can be done by promoting the positive benefits of the training program to enhance learning opportunities for both personal and professional growth. Step 6, generate short-term wins. Leadership needs to create short-term goals and provide immediate recognition for meeting those goals and not prolong praise for accomplishments. Step 7 is to sustain acceleration. Leadership and management needs to be steadfast and not give up on the initiatives for change. They need to monitor the progress and get feedback regarding training and implementation of the new knowledge attained. Step 8, institute change. Leadership needs to show the positive connection between the new behaviors and organizational success. Some of the managerial skills needed to make these changes are 1, the ability to communicate clearly and effectively, and this includes listening, a highly developed level of emotional intelligence, strong organizational skills, an eye for detail, problem solving and decision-making skills, delegating without micromanaging. Some of the challenges they may face and managing those challenges include some of the resistance to change may be lack of awareness that the problems even exist. They may, current mid-level managers may question his or her capabilities and previous job performance. And a program change such as this is very time consuming and costly. Managing the changes. Leadership needs to detail the benefits of the training programs. Leadership also needs to provide a physical presence to show support for the team and encourage open communication to verbalize internal feelings towards the changes that are being implemented. Some of the training programs that could potentially assist with their lack of managerial skills. Leadership can familiarize management with effective leadership skills and resources, provide ongoing training throughout the year to maintain those learned skills and encourage continued growth through continual learning. The types of activities, programs, and resources they could provide are stress management programs, management training and development programs, team building activities, and annual competencies. My personal feedback regarding strategy evaluation, I do feel that leadership is a very essential component to the success of any organization, and team building serves as a way to improve productivity, elevate motivation, and encourage participation in tasks that benefit the organization as a whole. People management is a skill. However, it is a very strong cornerstone of conscious capitalism, and it places true value on the human aspect in the work environment. Poor management can lead to not so productive results, such as decreased morale, productivity, whereas properly trained managers can provide effective guidance for delegated work tasks, and they can also become stewards on the forefront to uphold the organizational mission and values, and they can serve as a source of inspiration and motivation for employees. Building an organizational culture on servant leadership that strives to be the change that one wants to see in the world. And personally, I would like to see in the world. Servant leaders encourage people to be the best version of themselves, not simply the best employee of themselves, to serve a greater purpose within the community, nation, and the world. Taking these small steps for improvement can definitely produce larger gains in the quality of life for others that we serve, which is the essence of servant leadership. Thank you so much for taking the time to view my presentation, and have a wonderful evening.